You never know who's going to walk by. He's one of our favorites every time he's on the show. Republican Congressman Mike Kelly of Pennsylvania is here with us. Congressman, how are you finding?
Oh, great.
How are you finding CPAC? What have been your impressions so far?
Do you know what? The number of young people and their passion, Brian, I mean, this is what we need to see. And I think sometimes because you live in that little world of the Capitol, you don't really see people the way they really are and get that feeling for who's out there. I mean, where is taking the temperature of the country? Where are we? Because we see so many polls that say, guys got a low approval rating. I said, okay, that's fine. I understand that.
Yeah.
Who did you survey? Well, 500 people. I said, okay, let me tell you about the young people I just saw over in Maryland this week at CPAC that are alive. They're on fire. They know that their country's in trouble, and they know that it's their time, and they're stepping forward. So that really, I mean, that gives you that kind of boost. You say, all right, we're together.
So you feel good. I mean, a lot of people look at the political situation and they don't feel so good. They don't think the country's headed in the right direction. They're very concerned about the direction of the nation, the direction. And you know, you're serving Congress, and as you said, and the polls, they don't look so good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people disgusted with politics. This excites you.
Well, it excites me because this, you know what? I don't have to look too far around the world. Go to the Ukraine right now and see how are they able to deal with things that are going wrong in their world. This situation that we're in, this type of government that we have, we are able to speak out as loud and as long as we want. And so, no, does it excite me? Sure, you always want to know. I'm an automobile dealer. Listen, I like to hear from people who are happy with our business, but I need to know for people who are unhappy because, we'll fix it. And I think where we are right now, the voice of the people is so critical in this form of government. So we got to be on fire for that.
Representative Kelly, on fire. I mean, I wonder if some of these young kids stop you and say, hey, I know you, your YouTube video. You went viral because you're known for some of your great floor speeches that do go viral on YouTube. Has any of them recognized you from that and sort of called you out on it?
Yeah, it's a little strange for me because it's
you were
65.
on my Facebook page.
Yeah, at 65, there's not a lot of young people talking to you. But it's not so much the messenger, but it's the message. And I think that's the thing that they get that, and they need to know that that's what Congress is supposed to do. We're supposed to do the oversight. We're supposed to make sure that there's not an overreach from the government.
Yeah, well, let's talk about that oversight
Sure.
because one of your more famous YouTube moments was when you were talking about the IRS scandal earlier in the year. And I want you to reflect on the spectacle we saw on Wednesday on the Hill with Lois Lerner pleading the fifth. What was it, 9 times, 10 times, with very direct and pointed questions, and then your colleague there, Representative Cummings, just sort of going off.
What was
completely unhinged?
What
What is
a deal.
going on here? Are we going to get to the bottom of this? Because when you see a congressman act like that, with all the screaming and ranting, trying to draw attention to himself, he's clearly trying to distract from the
He's
fact
diverting attention.
that there's something going on at
Absolutely.
the IRS.
Well, I mean, it's the old story. Nothing to see here, folks. Just move along. And these guys are pounding a dead narrative. Listen, we know nothing happened. The president says, listen, even without the results of an investigation, says there's not one smidgen of evidence.
If there's not one smidgen of corruption at the IRS, why did the person at the center of this story plead the fifth against self-incrimination 9-10 times?
No, well, Larry, that's the whole answer. Listen, this one doesn't pass the smell test. And back where I'm from, if it quacks like a duck and waddles like a duck, it's a duck. By her not answering those things, I think she'd be better to say, here's what happened, this is what I know.
Right.
If you really want to get the attention off you, just tell the truth.
Does it end here, or
No.
is Lois Lerner in contempt of Congress? Do we get a select committee? What happens?
You know what? Good question. My friend Trey Gowdy has some opinions. I'm not a lawyer, so there's different processes that you have to go through. I don't know how you go through that or navigate that area, but I would just say this. I would just make a pledge to the American people. This is far from over. We're not taking no for an answer, and Mrs. Lerner can take the fifth as many times as she wants. That doesn't mean that we're not going to continue to probe to find out what's there. And when you can't get documents, and when the documents you get are all redacted, I mean, just say, come on, folks.
Well, certainly the questions Darrell Issa was asking were very interesting based on documents that they do have.
Right.
So I hope you don't drop it. We also spoke a few moments ago to Charles Woods, father of Tyrone Woods, who died in Benghazi. And he's very frustrated that we haven't been able to see that investigation move to the point where he can get the answers and the other family members can get the answers that they've been seeking. Is that ever going to be resolved?
You know what? Here's again is a pledge from the members that I sit with. We will never stop until we get the answers for those folks. My cousin John, he's a retired captain. He's a special ops guy. When that happened, I called John. I said, Johnny, what the heck happened? Where were you guys? He goes, Cousin Mike, we work at the request of the Department of State. I said, are you telling me that you guys weren't there? No. He said, no, we weren't. And when you listen to the testimony, keep in mind, we took special ops people, retired special ops people that were there, we sent them home and we replaced them with $4 an hour Libyan nationals. Stan Smith, the day he died, was tweeting out, if we don't get these folks out of here, they're going to kill us. And the information I looked at, I can't divulge it. You look at that, let's go back, forget about Ambassador Stevens, go back to Ambassador Kretz, who's saying in early spring, we've got to get out of here. This place is a hotbed. This is dangerous. So when even the Red Cross picks up and gets out of town and we're still there without any protection, what was supposed to happen?
Well, wasn't Secretary of State Hillary Clinton responsible for all of those people's safety back then? I mean,
Larry, really, what difference does it make? I mean, what difference does it make at this point?
It would be funny if we didn't have those. Well, I mean, that's the horrible thing about this. And Hillary Clinton still has not answered any questions to the media about this and only had that one day of testifying.
But why is there a reluctance to have the special investigation?
Yeah, a select committee.
Why won't John Boehner pull the trigger on that?
I don't think that he doesn't want to pull the trigger. There's committees of jurisdiction, and he's telling them, you go as far as you can go. Now, in '99, we went away from the ability to do these things. It's not actually what Congress can do right now, but there are ways to get to it. But I would just suggest when you look at this thing, the Secretary of State can't tell you the truth. The Attorney General of the United States, even more important, the Chief Law Enforcement Officer of this country. And if we are a nation of rules and laws and that no man is above the law, really? So you can be subpoenaed and not show up, you can be fined in contempt, and it has to go. We can investigate, we can expose, then we turn it over to the Department of Justice. And when you hear from them, you know what, let us check with our boss. We can probably get to it in 3, 4, maybe 5 years from now. We got a pretty busy schedule. Say, well, who's your boss? Eric Holder. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Does this one start to smell?
Representative Mike Kelly, Pennsylvania. A lot of people here running for higher office. You thought about that? You ready to make an announcement here?
You know what? I'll tell you what I'm ready to do. I'm ready to get up every morning and fight for this country. I've got 8 grandchildren, number 9 and number 10 on their way.
He's rehearsed it. He's written it out. He practiced it in front of the mirror.
No, it's the truth. I've been so blessed in my life. Listen, we got a heck of a job on us right now, in front of us right now. I think now's the time to concentrate on the present, not on the future. If we can't get our job done here, if we can't continue to push for the answers that the American people need, please don't say, I want to go for a higher office. Say, really? You really haven't earned your spurs down below yet. Let's get through that. Make an issue that people look to you and say, you're who we're looking for in leadership. You're who we're looking for to fight our fights. So, yeah, I'm 65. And the real part of this, I know I'm in the fourth quarter. I'm just hoping I'm early in the fourth quarter because there's still a lot of game left.
Anybody you see here emerging? Who do you like? You said a lot of big names there speaking on the big platform.
I don't know.
You don't know. We got Rand Paul, we got Ted Cruz, we got Chris Christie, we got Scott Walker. Do I have to name them all?
No, but here I just go back to, again, because of being 65, the first time I heard of Bill Clinton, I said, who is this guy? There's no way this guy come out of Arkansas.
Came out of nowhere.
And then better yet, we have a guy named Barack Obama saying, I saw the guy's resume. There's nothing in it that would even suggest to me that he could run for the chief executive office of this country or even the chief executive officer of a company. And I say, with those credentials, but the only thing that it does, sir, if he can get there,
anybody
can.
Anybody. Well, this brings me back to my original point, what I'm trying to hammer on every day, Brian Wilson for president.
Oh, I agree.
Yes. No, it's not going to happen.
Throw your hat in the ring.
As soon as they conduct the background investigation, it's all over. It's done.
Senator Mike Kelly, the Keystone State of Pennsylvania.
Thanks.
Good luck with your
Congressman. Always a pleasure.
Your Phillies and your Pirates.
Yeah,
there
those
this
Buccos.
year.
They came back big last year.
Yeah, good luck with that.
All right. Thanks, guys.